Hey guys, hope you and the families are doing well. Today's date is the 5th of December 2025. In this live coaching session, we're going to be going through Inmerellos, we're going to be going through opening range breakouts, but we're going to bring a lot of context into it as well. So thinking about context of the daily chart, but also thinking about context of intraday relative strength too. So we're going to start off with some opening range breakouts. They're maybe a little bit more kind of simpler than Inmerellos, as there tends to be less data points before an ORB, i.e. they usually go on the second 5 minute candlestick or the third 5 minute candlestick, having formed a nice bullish first opening 5 minute bar. So I'm going to take you through Tesla and Intel. Both of those are opening range breakouts that I traded. We're going to look at them relative to the triple Qs, and you can start to see, okay, is that intraday relative strength? Is that intraday relative weakness? When does it start to develop? Because I really think being able to identify intraday relative strength, intraday relative weakness gives you a bit of a heads up on where is the stock going. I then get a lot of questions about what is a good opening range breakout stock to trade. So we'll go through a couple of examples on Intel. Then we're going to go through and add a little bit of context, a little bit of nuance to opening range breakouts to think about where may you want to target them in relation to the daily chart. So thinking about the stock relative to key daily moving averages on the daily chart. So you're not just trading kind of in isolation or a vacuum. Say on the 5 minute chart, you're aware of the higher time frame as well. We're then going to go through a couple of examples or from Hood from today with an Inmerello. Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? Think about intraday relative strength and weakness and the story for the indexes. We then got on. We're going to go for an ORB there, and then we got an Inmerello in BE. So let me bring in Thomas to start with, and then we've got Francisco and Juan. So great, about 20 minutes each or so, guys, and then that'll give us the hour.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Thomas, you okay?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Fantastic. Let's start off with a couple of opening range breakouts, Thomas, that I took today. I've paused it on the opening 5 minute candlestick for today. Zoom these out a little bit so we get a little bit more context on the daily chart. So you got Tesla, you got the triple Qs, and you've got Intel as well. As you look at those three bars, the 5 minute bars, what would you say is the strongest? If you're going to kind of rank them strongest, middle, weakest. What do you think?
I would say Tesla, then the Qs, and then Intel on a daily. Yeah.
So kind of Tesla third. Are you saying Tesla's third strongest?
No, the
Or are you saying
strongest,
Tesla's
the number one. Yeah.
okay? So you're going Tesla strongest, Q's two, Intel three.
Yeah.
And then if you were to rank the opening, so under three, if you were to rank the opening 5 minute candlesticks, what would you then do for one, two, three in terms of strength?
Also for me, the Qs and Intel, it's kind of similar. Also I would say actually both are in the one, and then Tesla on the three.
Okay. What do you make about the R-vol being twice as much for Intel versus the Qs? Sign of strength or sign of weakness?
That's strength, so then it's Intel. Yeah. I
So
haven't
then,
looked at the hour. Yeah.
okay. On the 5 minute chart, then, we're saying Intel, probably strongest, 1.6 times by basically 0.85, so about twice as much for Intel, nearly. So Intel's showing strength. However, if you look at Intel on the daily chart, what are the triple Qs and Tesla trying to do on their daily chart relative to the yesterday's high of day that Intel is not? I think you've already picked up on it.
Yeah, it's clear that maybe, I don't know what high that is. It could be a 26-week high or something. Yeah. They're all near that, and then Intel has a relative small drawdown there. Oh, maybe 10% drawdown there. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always quite interesting today that Intel is showing the most strength on the 5 minute chart in terms of the opening range breakout there. However, it's not moving above yesterday's high of day, which was this kind of like bearish change character to the downside. Maybe a bit of a flush given the recent run that it's had. Whereas the triple Qs and Tesla are breaking out through yesterday's high of day. So it's interesting that you can see varying degrees of strength across different time frames. If we go for the ORB on all of these, Thomas, so I'm just going to set this up like this. I'm just going to go here, here. We won't do it for the triple keys actually. Otherwise it'll get a little bit too messy. So I'm just going to play forward the opening 5 minute bar. What does Tesla and Intel do? And what does the triple keys do? What do you see?
The Tesla has a big supply shoot.
Hmm.
That means demand is coming in and then already meet selling.
Okay.
the Qs are just selling, doesn't the price just go down? And
Hmm.
Intel, I would say, is the strongest. Yeah.
Okay. Tesla's supply shoot here, because it's kind of the context. So Tesla tries to power out. So it nearly gets to kind of 1R. Didn't quite do it, maybe like zero point 0.8 or something like that. But given this supply shoot, and it nearly gets to 1R, Tesla was able to do this when the triple Qs only did that and then looked like that. So is Tesla showing intraday relative strength there or weakness?
Also in the beginning of the bar, it's strength, and
Hmm.
then it's yeah, and it came back. So the Qs have had no strength at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least Tesla had strength. There were willing buyers there, willing algos, market buy ready to power this up. But kind of the context there that okay, maybe the indexes aren't letting it go. And we'll play this forward a little bit. So we're in both trades. The triple Qs are good friends, the algos, do a tiny little undercut. So they just break it out through high of day, and then they just shake it out underneath lower day. So on that bar there, Thomas, does Intel get anywhere near low of day?
No.
Tesla gets close, but forms a shakeout.
Yeah.
What's currently the strongest?
Yeah, definitely Intel. It has a good level above, like the previous day high,
Yep.
which probably at some point is touched. So I would say Intel, yeah.
Okay. Play this forward a couple of bars. Triple Qs goes through high of day. Intel is kind of still there. It's still above this 5 minute 60 MA, the orange line. When so this is then what I'm trying to do with this session here is think about the 20% of ORBs, and we can do it with Inmerellos a bit later as well. The 20% of opening range breakouts, which make up 80% of the profits, what do they tend to look like? What do they tend to exhibit? And the ones that fall into that kind of 80% of ORBs that are just small wins, break even, 1R to 2R, break it, just like small gains, or turn into losses. What do they do? Why is it that at 9:50 today, triple Qs can break into high of day and Tesla's here?
Yeah, why? There's more selling and Tesla or no demand in Tesla. As
Yeah.
I notice also a subtle thing, but when you look at Intel and Tesla,
Hmm.
Intel is actually stronger because of the 50-day moving average.
Hmm.
Because Tesla, Intel is fanning out above the 50, and Tesla just reached the 50. So
Yeah.
let's say in general, at least for the 50 days, Intel is stronger.
Yeah. Intel's been a real leader of late. It's kind of powered high like this, I think got a little bit ahead of itself, and that kind of explains this change of character bar yesterday. But here, really strong. One of the kind of strongest large mega caps in the market over the last 2 weeks or so. If I play this forward another bar, Thomas, see if we can get them all to update. Don't know why I only did one. Have we got Tesla at the right time? 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m. Yep, they're all 10 a.m. Okay. Intel's still our standout leader, pushing higher at 1 times our initial risk, through 1 times initial risk. And this is where it you have to be somewhat kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Ruthless to an extent with stocks. Because what we have at 10 a.m. is the triple Qs making another new high of day, yet Tesla's down here. Why is Tesla unable to rally when the triple Qs is doing this? Is that a sign of strength, sign of weakness? What's likely to happen to Tesla as soon as there's weakness with the indexes?
I would say it's weakness, and
Hmm.
if the Qs get weak, the Tesla will probably turn down. I'll make a new day, new daily low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got quite a tight stop on it, about 0.7% or so. So it's tight relative. It's nearly a fifth relative to the 20-day ADR percentage. But Tesla here is just signaling weakness. So when a stock does this from an ORB, I'm just going, as soon as you show me any weakness, I'm just going to get out of you. Assuming it kind of goes below the 5 minute 60 minute as well. That's kind of the guardrail here. Keep playing it forward. What do we see with the indexes in the last 1, 2, 3, 5 minute bars? What do we see with Tesla?
Now the indexes looks like a buying program, and Tesla is just ranging sideways as a price agreement at that level,
Hmm.
55. Yeah.
Yep. Intel over the last 10 minutes, last two bars. What do you see?
A small weakness, but I wouldn't give it too much meaning. Yeah.
Okay.
On a,
But
it's
just,
okay, one or two red bars on a 5 minute trend. Yeah.
yep, just maybe something to note to just go, okay, back to back. I think we could agree they're bullish bars for the triple Qs, whereas back to back supply shoots. Just to go, okay, interesting. Some short term weakness. Nothing to kind of panic about yet, but first sign of weakness for the indexes. And what do we see Tesla do?
Definitely more weakness, yeah.
Hmm.
A little weaker than in the indexes.
Yeah. So Tesla is now, I'm just going to call this less than half your initial risk, somewhere between a third and a half. Yeah. You know, obviously, full risk was down here, and you're kind of here. The view now for me is I want to get out of Tesla. It's lost the 5 minute 6 EMA. The MACD is turning down. When the triple Qs was able to rally like this, like the last one, two, three, four, five, the last six out of last seven bars have been straight up, whereas Tesla's just gone sideways like this. For me, I don't think I need to wait for a full stop to get hit down here. Broke the 5 minute 6 EMA, the MACD's turned down, it's lagged intraday. I want to get out of Tesla there. What do you think, Thomas? Hold, get out. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I agree. Just from the strategy, I would try to get out of Tesla as the best price it's possible, and the other one let them run, right?
Yeah, get out. Basically, the mentality is get out of what's weak, try and stay in what's strong.
Yeah.
So hit. So I got out of Tesla. So let's go exit there. You don't always, I don't think you always need to wait for a full stop. I think if a stock is lagging, like Tesla's lagging, you can just get out of it. ORB, it's just not acting right from an ORB. Something will happen with Tesla, but I still think the decision there to just get out of Tesla, take it there, there's probably 0.4 R that you've lost rather than the full 1 R. Makes sense to me. Play this forward. I'm just going to clean our chart up a little bit. Okay. What do we now see for Intel, Thomas, relative to the triple Qs?
I would say it's slightly weaker than the Qs. Also,
Hmm.
yeah, that could turn there. Yeah.
Okay. What do you make of the pop in volume as well? And no
Yeah,
pop in volume for the indexes.
exactly. It's a small change of character in Intel to the
Hmm.
downside. Yeah.
Okay. Let's play this forward one more while. If I get the right tool. There we go. Okay. Now what do we see with Intel in the last one, 2 bars relative to the last one, 2 bars for the triple Qs?
It's again weakness. Also now it's weaker Intel.
Hmm.
Qs are sideways, and Intel seems to turn down. You see it especially on the moving averages.
Yep. My favorite opening range breakout, sorry, my favorite intraday moving average for managing opening range breakouts is the 5 minute 6 EMA. When there's back-to-back closes below the 5 minute 6 EMA, the MACD turns and the stock is lagging intraday versus the indexes, in the vast majority of cases, that is game over. So what could we do with Intel here?
Exactly, I would probably also make it a stop and then free roll reverse, also 1 hour and then reverse engineer the stop. At least take the risk off. Yeah.
Okay. So what Thomas is doing there, we call that active risk mitigation. So Thomas is bumping the stop up by not that much, only bumping up like 15 cents or so, but that means can sell half there. Our stop is very close to the low of day. And then if we then whiz these forward, this is as we are currently filming it, Thomas. Tesla pop, but back down towards low of day, triple Qs, rolling off high of day, daily chart forming a supply sheet. Intel still holding up quite well. I quite like how you managed Intel there, Thomas. Push the stop up, free roll it. If the triple Qs closes as it is now, Thomas, I appreciate. Can you see that okay? The daily
Yeah,
chart?
yeah, definitely.
You see that? Failure to break out through yesterday's high of day and hold. Let me just put that level on for you. just so then we can see it. So yesterday's high day, 624.94, just there. It's tried to go, turning back around like this. If it were to close on a Friday with a supply shoot like that, where do you think the triple Q is going on Monday?
There probably to the downside. Yeah, because there statistically it's 7 green days. That is very rare
Hmm.
when you look back. So
On a
a
pullback,
normal retracement would be normal. Yeah.
where is the normal retracement to when you look at the daily chart? What looks logical to you?
Also 10, probably the 21, and probably this local low from the beginning of December. But there is exactly there. Yeah.
This one here,
Yeah. At some point it will be undercut. Yeah.
which would then be a confluence of the 50 as well,
Yes.
2150. Yep. I.e. the 21-day EMA, that's the 50-day SMA. So yeah, I think if the index is finished with this supply shoot, that could be a bit of an indication. Okay, short term, change character type action, pull back, shake out, prior session's low of day, or being that Thursday's low of day, won't be prior session come Monday, but that could be a bit of a confluence with the 10-day EMA. If it's not that level, back to this low, 21-day, 50-day. It's pretty plausible to me. But managed Thomas. As we look at it right now, this is live as we're currently filming this. What's Intel doing and what's the triple Qs doing? Which stronger?
Yeah. Intel is doing a bottom probably.
Hmm.
Maybe when the MACD turns, then it's an interesting upside as a buy. But let's see how it turns out. Yeah.
Could be the only thing with that is it's already up. Let's say it does it there, and let's just call this 2.5%, and say the ADR is 5%. It's probably only got running room back to the high of day, and it's 20-day, so it'd be more kind of 1 to 1. May want it to be a little bit more favorable. I think the upside's quite capped today for Intel. If it were to flush to lower day and then turn around, I think that could look pretty interesting. Let me then take you through. Let's do Intel with Francisco on the next one. Let me do this one with you, Thomas. This then brings in a bit of context with ORBs. That is Wednesday's opening bar for Heckler, which is one of the leading precious metal miners, specifically a silver miner. Is that a good ORB, Thomas, or not?
I would say yes, but it's very extended there, right? Also for the daily trend, it's 8 days up.
Okay.
So the ORB is probably a good idea if you want to get in there, do it with an ORB. Yeah.
If we were to do this, so something to then look at and study is what is extended for a stock, because different stocks will have different extended levels based on a lot can based on their character, their 20-day ADR percentage. If we just go off of just kind of these rallies, these extensions from the 10-day EMA, and then where it came back down, and precious metal miners tend to move like this, kind of V shapes and TPs. It's just how they wiggle and jiggle. If we just go take some averages, like here, maybe this one as well. We'll go for like the last four or so. That's maybe a little bit higher, kind of 13%. And then this one down here. So it might seem a little bit crude, but what we're trying to do here is trying to assess how far does the stock get from the 10-day EMA. If you were to take an average of the last four times, Thomas, what would you give the average as?
It's about 13, 14 somewhere. Yeah.
Yep, we've got 11 here, 13 here, 13 here, 13 here. So 13 can be on us kind of round number. We're already 11. Let's just round it up a little bit more because we'll get some slippage. Let's say we're already 12%. So based on the character of the stock, and it's already 10, but it's already 12% from the 10-day, how much more likely is it to go higher in terms of upside potential? What do you think?
Also definitely less than half. Also maybe 40, 60 or something. Yeah.
I'd be thinking it may only have 1% more upside
Mm.
because then it would be hitting 13, 14% territory, which again we can go back further and just keep looking. Here it gets, I mean, that's a pretty crazy extended move. Okay, that's 17%. But if we just keep kind of getting an average, getting a feel for the stock, okay, there, here, when it got extended, how far did that? Yeah, okay, we're maybe bringing the average down a little bit. Okay, we're probably now coming in at about 9% average. So if we were factoring those in, we're probably closer to 10, 11% for the average, but maybe 11% or so. So if we play this forward, Thomas, and now you get to see the first bar, what's just happened to the stock immediately?
Yeah, it's immediately selling coming in, and it's an ease of movement to the downside. Also,
Hmm.
little volume has a big effect. Yeah,
Okay. Is this acting like a textbook 10 out of 10 opening range breakout?
no, no. Also the thesis, I would say, the ORB thesis is already off. Yeah,
Yeah. But this is where you can have, so then just play this forward. And then we can skip it forward to today's day where it's pulling back in towards the 10. But this is where sometimes, sorry, you, Thomas, but I had a question in the week about it, is someone can see, oh, wow, look, it's lighting up green. It looks absolutely fantastic from an opening range breakup, but they miss the context of you picked it up straight away. So well done, I've extended from the 10-day EMA. Like it's up multiple days in a row. It's at nearly the average. If we go back around 18 months or so, we are over the average, we're exceeding it. So that's why I'd say you want closer proximity to key daily moving averages with opening range breakouts. With that in mind, Thomas, as Juan is going to pass through, so I'll bring in Francisco in about 5 minutes or so. Let's go for Intel. This is from last week, Thomas. Good bar, good base, little base. What do you think?
I would say very good bar, the first bar, but the
Hmm.
same thing extended. Also be careful. It's a bit better because it's in the middle of the range. Also it's kind of reversing to the upside.
Going V-shaped off the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has Intel shown a recent ability from here? There's been some news about the US government taking a stake. Has it shown a recent ability to build a constructive base and trend well as per your criteria, like riding the 10-day, 21-day?
Yeah, definitely yes. So it's a good story, right? Like that
Hmm.
AI data center story. I would say yes, definitely.
It's also good to see multiple widespread bars that open near the low, close strong. I haven't got it loaded up to that extent. We'll go through it today. But if you look at a chart of a stock, there's a couple of things I think to dial in on. Is one, can the stock base, oh, it's supposed to be a B, that was rubbish. There we go. Base and trend as per your criteria. So I like to see flags, wedges, Darvis boxes, VCPs, cup and handles, all of that good stuff. Can the stock do that around key daily moving averages that I like to look at? And then can it trend well? So here, builds a nice kind of flag. Out it goes. A bit of news here. But then are there multiple widespread bars? There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here to an extent as well that open near the low, close strong. If you see that, usually the stock is good from an opening range breakout perspective as well, because it's opening near the low, essentially on the low, push, go. If we were thinking about the risk here, Thomas, relative to the 20-day ADR percentage, 1.3%, assuming perfect execution, versus four and a quarter. What do you think? Favorable, not favorable?
Yeah, it's good. Favorable. Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Good
good.
start, bad start. What do you think?
Neutral. Uh,
Hmm.
That could be better. I have seen better second bars.
Yeah. Much, much here would depend. Did the triple Qs look like that, or like this, or like this? Much would here would depend on what did the triple Qs do. So we're going to use that 5 minute 6 EMA as a guardrail. Okay. 2 bars in, uh, 2 bars into the trade. The triple Qs at this time, Thomas, from memory, made a new low of day, whereas Intel has made a new high of day. Do we need to free roll at 1R or could we hold?
No, no, no. Now it looks really bullish. Also now it's in a way textbook, the closer to textbook. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite intraday moving average is two closes below the 5 minute 6 EMA. So let's play this forward and see if we can use that as a guardrail. Okay, we're through 2R. Is the stock giving you any reason to sell other than it's up?
No, no, no. It's buying program. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, continue to hold. Let me play it.
The
Okay,
first change of character. Yeah. Second one.
yeah. Now this also may be happening around the 20-day ADR percentage. 4.69%, 4.44%. So this makes sense up here that the stock may be running out of fuel. Let's see if we get back-to-back closes. Play
And I would
forward.
definitely put a free roll stop at 1R, right? If it comes down there, that I'm
Okay,
at least free rolled. Yeah.
I like that idea. Nice. So what Thomas is doing there is we basically put a sell limit order for half the position at 36.35. Because I quite like that idea, Thomas. Because if there was suddenly a big flush down here like this, at least you've been able to free roll it.
Yeah.
Nice. How it played out, turned around.
It's better than expected. Yeah. Very good.
I'm going to keep playing it forward. Okay, we're now up 3 times your initial risk. Any violations, any reason to sell.
No, no.
Keep playing it forward. Back forward till we get something around the 5-minute 6 EMA. Okay, MACD has turned, but it's holding the 5 minutes. Do we need to do anything?
No, no, no. Just leave it. Maybe the
Okay.
same now with a 3R free roll. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So a 3R free roll would be taking a quarter of the position off.
Yes.
So I quite like that idea, Thomas. John, I'd never thought about it like that, Thomas. So thank you for that.
Yeah, sure.
So what Thomas is doing there is he's basically saying, I'm gonna. It works really well for the psychology, actually. I'd never thought about it like that. That's really good. What Thomas is basically saying there is, I'm going to stick a sell limit order for a quarter of the position because we're up 3 times our initial risk. So that would be the free roll level. So if price were to suddenly quick flush down like this, that's fine. I've still sold a quarter of my position at 3 times my initial risk. I free rolled the trade and I've still got 75% of the trade left, of the position left. Nice. Like it. We'll keep playing it forward. There's a close blow, then it recovered. I went a little bit too quick there. Let me keep playing it forward. Close below, then it recovers. There's no back-to-back closes. And then we're into the close, Thomas. So we're into the close. And this is what I've started to do in this market environment is just let the strength of the stock really guide me for what to do. Because at the close, you've still got your full position on. Do we need to sell any at the close? Do we hold on? What do you make of this bar? Where does it look like the stock wants to go?
So at least for a day, it can go anywhere. It's really, really good, really positive.
Hmm.
So at least I'd like at least have a stop or something to get the risk off, but otherwise it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how, if I flick back to, because we went through Tesla and Intel earlier, is the day that you were looking at, let me just put those levels in, you were 37.85. So if we just go put that level in here, 37.85. So what I'm doing here is just showing Thomas's entry from a couple of days ago. So we're there and there like that. We had a stop load day. So Thomas had his entry on this day here. Let me just mark it. And the strength of the stock and the fact that it then didn't violate the 5-minute 6 EMA in terms of back-to-back closes, the strength of the stock kept us in the stock. And that's what the best trades will do. They won't do, in my view, they won't do what Tesla has done today. Sometimes Tesla will go on an almighty trend intraday. But when it's not doing it, I don't really want to be tying my capital up in it. With Intel, like you had there, Thomas, I think you nailed it. You also had a really good half sell there when it started to violate back-to-back closes. Those back-to-back closes, we didn't see a single one of those during this entire day. So it's about trying to get into and stay in the strongest stocks when they're showing you strength. And when they're not, you get up. There are so many opportunities. Had you have taken that trade there, Thomas, on Intel? I know you know what happens now. Trailing prior buy lows on the daily chart would have been quite effective. Going in here, going in here, and going in here. Yeah. How would you have managed it, do you think?
Uh, exactly like that. I would take off the wrist on the first bar, right? As I don't want
Oh,
to have an open wrist there,
so
and
maybe a
and
quarter off.
yeah, probably it's the fifth or sixth then, right, that day,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
it could be a fifth, sixth.
such a great day, and then trail the daily low, definitely, yeah,
Yeah, trade daily low, and then maybe even keep some back for the 10-day to see if you can catch a big trend like this.
yeah,
But Intel is a stock that can be, I mean, maybe it's a bit different now given the kind of catalyst, the US government taking the stake, but it can be a stock where actually going prior bar low in terms of, so imagine you had an entry here, low the day, low the day, low the day, low day, more effective. Here, when it starts to get extended, low day, low day, low day, low day, more effective than trailing the 10, the 21. So probably prior bar low is the best way to do it. So nice.
and when you look at it, right, like if the close the last close below the last day, but stop, it's maybe 7, 8 R or something, and it's a very good trade, or maybe 10. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, close to 10, I think.
Yeah, and
Really nice trade.
that's how trading works or should work. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well done, Thomas. Well managed. Those ones. Any final questions, Thomas, before I bring in
Yeah.
Francisco?
No, thank you.
That's all right. Thank you very much for joining, Thomas. I appreciate that as always. Let me bring in Francisco.
Jack, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Francisco. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Fantastic. Any questions on anything covered so far?
No, not really. Thanks, Jack.
Do you want to do Inmerellos or stay on the ORB front?
Whatever you prefer. We can go to Inmerello if you want.
Okay, let's do an Inmerello. And let's do, we'll do two. We'll do Hood and then we'll do Bloom Energy. Let's do Hood from today. So we've got some level set here for the triple Qs. We have got yesterday's high of day. We have got yesterday's low of day. And then we've got the gap fill up here, 629.85, which is to the November 3rd low of day. I'm just going to play this forward.
Mhm.
I'm just going to make sure I've got that all set up. Okay. And we'll see the daily candlesticks changing as the 5-minute chart changes. Hood in the opening 5 minutes, stronger or weaker?
Um, Weaker by far.
A lot weaker or a little bit weaker?
A lot weaker.
Yeah, a lot weaker, right? So Hood, we got absolutely no interest in it right now.
No.
What daily moving average could it soon be around?
The 65?
This purple one here,
Yeah, is that 65?
50 day. This
That's
one,
a 50 day. Yeah.
yeah. So it it could do something around the 50-day, but right now
Mhm.
it's showing a lot of intraday relative weakness.
Yeah.
So we don't want to touch it for an ORB. We'll see how things kind of develop. Okay, it gets to the 50. Play it forward again. Go around the 50. Is it Has Hood shown you? We are now 20 minutes into the session, 4 5-minute bars. Has Hood shown you any intraday relative strength whatsoever?
No, not at all. And the Qs are trying to regain almost a half a day, whereas but is dealing with new lows.
Yeah, nice. And the
And
algos
the
are up to their
MACD,
usual.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the MACD is bearish. So you've got a negative divergence in terms of Hood's MACD is bearish, Triple Q's MACD is bullish. You've had the algos up to their usual games because what do you see happens at 9:35, Francisco? And then what do you see happens at 9:40?
Yeah, at 9:35 you have a nice supply ship over there, and then at 9:40 the Qs are testing their having at 6 EMAs and 21 EMAs, and they formed a nice, very nice shakeout demand there. So um, yeah, the Qs look stronger for sure.
Go even more into the context and the details. Specifically, what happens at 9:35? What does it do relative to high of day?
Yeah, it tries to make new highs and have a supply shoot over
Yep. So it goes through and makes a new high of day. And then at 9:40,
there. It tries
just
to
makes
make
a
a new
new.
low,
Hmm.
makes a new low, and immediately reverses.
This is classic algo games. Take out the highs, take out the lows.
Yeah.
The high is taken out. So imagine people are, oh, it's going, it's going, it's going. Jump in, stop, low of day. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that traps them there, stops them out there. And then people start shorting it at the low of day.
Mm.
So they short, low of day, place stop, high of day. What's about to happen to them?
Yeah. It suddenly reverses.
Now we're getting
Yeah.
somewhere.
Now you have new highs for today for sure.
Yeah.
So it's
So,
breaking out,
so
and
this
you
is
have
really classic.
and you also have I don't know, the last bar when you had the reversal, it wasn't very low volume, so you also see some ease of movement to the upside.
Nice. At 9:45. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah. Ease of movement right after a little shakeout to low of day. So
Yeah.
this is just something to be so aware of because the market is, I cannot like overemphasize it enough. It's absolutely dominated by algorithms. So if you can just start picking up on their little tricks, their little telltale signs of what they are trying to do. So
Mm.
today, I had a pretty strong inclination when I saw this bar at 9:40, there's going to be a rally. So I'm either looking for opening range breakouts, there's a long couple, Tesla, Intel, but I'm then also looking for Inmerellos, thinking you got this nice shakeout, take out the highs, take out the lows, ease of movement coming through at 9:45, opens on the low close. This now looks like it wants to go through high of day.
Yeah.
So is Hood, and we're now, what are we? Half an hour into the session nearly, 25 minutes into the session. Is Hood showing us any degree of intraday relative strength?
Not at all. Actually, it's making new lows. MACD is negative, and actually you have a pickup in volume in the last one. But that was a doji bar, so kind of indecision. But yeah, it's bearish.
Yeah. Play this forward another bar. Okay, a little kind of tick up there. And play
Hmm.
this forward another one. Okay. Now here, Francisco, we can start thinking about the story for the indexes. Just get these daily charts loaded up. We can even see it on the daily chart as well, right? You can see Hood's
Hmm.
daily bar in contrast to the Triple Q's daily bar. The Triple Q's are way stronger. Where does it look like when you look at the daily chart? Where does it look like the Triple Q's wants to go to?
I think it wants to. It's testing the prior, last month's high. So it's trying to go to all-time highs, the Qs,
Okay.
and testing the last highs a month ago, and
Okay.
but it's starting to get a little bit extended from its 10 and 21 day. So in terms of the index, so not sure whether they'll be able to. And as they've been on a roll for the last 10 sessions or so, so basically a V recovery. So chances are that I don't know. I would say that you could expect that maybe the test could not be successful. And in terms of the action in hook, it's it was stronger at first, but actually I'm looking at the chart. No, it was way weaker. The Qs every time they practically were all above their averages, whereas Hood has a 50 above them. So I think it's weaker action. So
Okay.
I would expect that if the Qs weaken, Q will weaken, Hood will weaken even more.
Okay. Do you know what I think, Francisco?
Hmm.
I think you're too smart and you're overthinking it.
Okay. I don't know about the too smart thing, but the other I can agree.
The triple Qs looks like it's going to one play. What do algos love to do with gaps?
Yeah, fill the gaps.
Okay. Do we have a gap to November 3rd's low of day?
Yeah, sure.
There it is. There's the gap down, yeah? So it's this, if I just put that level. And we'll just make this uh, blue like that. I'll tell you what, let me just change these colors. Let's go orange and orange. Just change this. Bear with me a second. Let's change this to orange just to make it visually a little bit easier to kind of follow along. So this here, if I draw it right, there you go. We're now into this region where the gap was. So the prior November 3rd's close was obviously here. So opened here, gap and fade, closed there. And then what happened on November 4th is it gapped down to here, the triple Qs, tried to rally. There's that supply shoot, couldn't, close weak down here. So then there's this gap. And these algos absolutely love to fill gaps. Here's another gap. Here's the close, November 7th, and then Monday the 10th. So gaps hit here. 3 sessions later, there's the gap fill. It just loves to fill gaps, these algos. So if you then think about it through that lens today, this is today at 10:10. I think it's going to one place here, Francisco.
Yep.
It looks like it wants to go fill the gap. Currently trending
Yeah,
up.
it does. Yeah.
The triple Qs at this moment in time was about 0.2% away from filling the gap. And then the question is it within 20-day ADR percentage range? So if we go off the lower day to the higher the day, that's blocked there, but that's 0.89%, which is about half the 20-day ADR percentage. So the gap fill is well within the realms of possibility for the 20-day ADR percentage. The Q only has to go up half its 20-day ADR percentage, boom, the gap's filled. So given that, let me play this forward one more bar. Let me go forward one more bar. Okay. Because now, so this is then where I wanted to go with this potential trade today in Hood, yeah? Hood is now at the 50-day SMA. It's reclaiming it. The MACD has turned. So that is an Inmerello, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Is it good Inmerello? And that's the question.
Okay, let's see. So you have a positive MACD. So yeah, I mean you have the Inmerello conditions for sure. And I don't know if it's a good Inmerello. I don't think it's a good Inmerello because you are, the Qs are trying to fill the gap as you said. But I see overhead resistance and a very strong V-shaped recovery. So they might fill the gap, but I don't know if that will sustain itself. And so I'm not sure how would Inmerello, because it doesn't show too much strength to me. I think it's kind of weak. So I don't think it's a great Inmerello. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's a great Inmerello.
So now you're starting to do what I think elite traders do, and they think through context, the context of the situation. They're not just looking at the stock in a vacuum and only the stock. You're thinking about the context and the interrelatedness of things and how the story of the index is going to potentially affect this trade. And you've got to be pretty ruthless on stocks. Like they need to be strong. It needs to be good. The story needs to be right in terms of you are going to be trading in accordance with the story for the major indexes, and you're assigning probabilities to different things unfolding. So if you look at the triple Qs today, it's push, 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 like this, following this little shakeout underneath low day. Hood went down, 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 down. And I'd still say even in the last 20, 25 minutes, the last 4 or 5 bars, Hood's not showing any real degree of intraday strength. And these kind of 5-minute, 6 EM, well, that was a supply shoot. This was a feeble little bar. That was a supply shoot at the 50. And this is just a type. I haven't seen anything that goes, whoa. The algos are switched on here. You have sudden intraday relative strength around potentially a key daily moving average. And the algos, a large institution, just piles into this thing. We're not seeing that. And then if we think about, well, how much upside is there for the triple Qs? 0.2%? And because Hood has lagged the whole day, as soon as the indexes come under pressure, it's usually the intraday laggards that go down the most and go down hardest. Going down the most can be relative to the 20-day ADR percentage. I.e., a stock that has a 10% 20-day ADR percentage is likely to go down more than, say, an Amazon if both are showing intraday relative weakness, just as a factor on how quick the stock is. So this is then where you're thinking about the story for the indexes and you're assigning different probabilities. What would you assign the probability is, Francisco? And there's no right or wrong answer here. This is just your gut feel in the moment and how you start to develop feel and intuition. What would you assign is the probability of the triple Qs just taking out the gap fill and just pushes higher and goes and trends its 20-day ADR percentage relative to the triple Qs bumps its head into the gap fill area and then comes back down, which we'll just call 629. What has a higher probability of unfolding?
I think I would say 70%. My probability will be 70% that it tests and comes down, so it doesn't break to new highs, whereas 30% that it manages to break to new highs.
Okay, nice. I would agree. I'd be around those figures. 70-30, 20-80, something like that. 80-20.
Mm.
Let's then play this forward. Okay. In the first two bars post an Inmerello, and again, this is then where you go into your mental representations of what do those kind of 20% of the trades that make up the bulk of the what do they do early on? Do they usually have two tight bars like this?
No, they immediately start reacting well and break to the upside. So no,
Yeah, they look more so like this, right? Two
yeah,
bars like this. Just push, go, take off. So Hood here already is then saying, I don't know about this. It's still not showing us. And if you look at these two bars, the final two bars, this bar and this bar, relative to this bar and this bar, it's still pretty much of a muchness. I'd say the first bar, 1025, bit more bearish for the Qs, but then I'd say 1030, bit more bullish for the Qs. Do you agree?
yeah, yeah, totally, yeah.
So it's still not showing us anything special, anything, oh, wow. Okay, keep playing it forward. Closes below the 5-minute 6 EMA, triple Q's kind of on it. Hood weaker or stronger at that bar?
Weaker.
So this is where hopefully it will then all kind of piece together come the end. Let me just then play this forward a little bit more. Okay, hit. Now it starts lighting up green, Francisco. To really
Yeah.
kind of tempt you in. But it's the same question. Is this a good Inmerello?
I don't think so because now you're having the Qs are now closing below their 5-minute 6 CMA.
Okay.
You have negative MACDs on the Qs, and yeah, you're seeing some relative strength of Hood versus the Qs right now, but still you haven't cleared. You're still basically below the last high of the last couple of bars. So no, I still think it's not a good Inmerello.
Okay. Something that can be useful with Inmerellos as well is so I don't like to buy that bar. I like to buy through the high of that bar, i.e. the
Mm.
bullish 5-minute 6 EMA reclaim. I wouldn't take that trade. I still just think the context here for the triple Qs is not right. Like
Yeah.
I think there's minimal upside. I think Hood is lagged, so it's gonna struggle. And I think the indexes could maybe fill that gap and roll over. Or maybe they'll just roll over ahead of it. But by targeting through the high of the 5-minute 6 EMA reclaim candlestick, it just helps prevent and mitigate against whipsaws. We just get whipped in and then it turns around.
Yeah.
So like here on this bar, it never moves through the high of that bar. I don't want them to zoom forward, but it never moves through the high of that bar. So it can just really help there. And then it rolls back over.
Mm.
And then this is the thing with laggards is so Robinhood then makes a new low of day while the triple Qs trades back down to low of day and forms this little shakeout. Maybe it'll turn, maybe it won't turn. We'll review that at the end. But if there's then any weakness for the indexes, as we can see developed here from what's that kind of 10:45 onwards, usually the laggards are the first ones to go. If they haven't
Mhm.
shown you anything special around the low day, I'll just show you the different. Does that make sense, Francisco?
It does. It does for sure.
Cool. Let me
Yes.
just load up. We'll go through BE in a second, but I just want to show you SoFi. Bear with me a second. Okay, here we go. And let's just clean this chart up for the triple Qs. Okay, so this is SoFi from yesterday. just an example of what you want to see. Okay. So keep going with it. You tell me when you see it, Francisco.
Mm-hmm. No, that's kind of evident right there. Yeah.
Boom, right?
Yeah, right there. And I would probably take the high of that bar.
Okay.
But it's a super very strong bar. Basically, the 10 they the average just sort of strong support. Little you know, not volume is really really low, so it's super ease of movement to the upside and strong it right, close right at the high plus positive MACD, of course, yeah.
Yeah, MACD's turned, MACD not yet turned. And there's even some clues here that SoFi was going to be strong ahead of this. What happened? So here's a question, see how many people are paying attention. What did SoFi do on the second 5-minute candlestick that the triple Qs did not do?
Yeah, new highs.
Yeah. So think about this. SoFi here, it was enabled. This is not a good 5-minute ORB to take anyway. Like that bar is terrible for an ORB. You don't want to ORB that one in my view. But SoFi here at 9:35 a.m. So it's all about looking for these clues. And the best trades just they have blinkers on. Like they're just flashing at you. They go, okay, that's a good trade. SoFi makes a new high of day and the first 5-minute candlestick. So there's so many clues. And this is why Inmerello's happen so much slower. There's so many clues. SoFi here, for opening 5-minute bar. What's more bullish, SoFi or the triple Qs?
SoFi for sure.
Yeah,
Basically, tested the 10
bounces.
and yeah, bounces off the 10 easily.
Yeah, nice, nice kind of tail on it. Shakeout demand tail. The triple Qs, it couldn't get much more bearish. Literally opens on the high of the bar, goes out pretty much on the low of the bar.
Yeah.
Looks terrible. Just rolls out of bed. Then what SoFi then does, so it one shows the strength on the opening 5-minute bar. Then the second 5-minute bar tries to make a new high of day. The triple Qs makes a new low of day.
Mhm.
So SoFi's up here. The triple Qs is down there.
Yeah.
So we're already getting clue, clue. And then SoFi 1015 turns ahead of the indexes.
Yeah.
1015 bar relative to the 1015 bar for the Qs was stronger.
SoFi for sure.
The triple Qs also kept undercutting and made another low of day hit. SoFi
Yeah.
holds the low of day.
Yeah.
Another clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then here we can go ping ping.
There's your entry. Yeah.
And then it just goes. So it
Yeah.
has this little 5-minute supply shoot. Still a bit more bullish than the triple Qs. Then the triple Qs goes boom, shakeout, new low of day. So it does that little shakeout to new low of day. MACD turns. There's the Inmerello developing for the Qs. But SoFi, as soon as the pressure releases for the indexes, with the sound effect, up it goes. New high of day.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So then if you, I know I've closed the Robinhood chart, but if you watch this back and then see the difference of SoFi relative to Robinhood, big difference. I'll tell you what. Let me do Robinhood. Okay. I was going to do B, but let's actually do Robinhood. I want you to see if you can see it. So we'll now go back to Robinhood.
Okay.
I'll just play forward the BE one and then I'll do Robinhood just to kind of explain it. Because then so like Robinhood, sorry, BE is the same here relative to the SPY.
Mhm.
Like BE here, it turns. SPY, shakeout demand tail, new low of day. But BE, 10 a.m. turning, 10:10 turning. There's 10 a.m. There's 10:10. It's stronger. And then look at the strength here.
Yeah.
Stocks, they just do exactly the same thing. BE, second 5-minute bar, is trying to break out. Now again, that's not a good ORB to take in my view, because it's not a good opening range breakout candlestick to target. But BE here is that I'm strong. I want to get. comes down,
Yeah.
undercuts low of day, boom, boom, strong there. And then my favorite intraday moving average for Inmerellos is the 5
Yeah.
minute 21 EMA, which is the blue line. And then it just trend, 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 trend.
Yeah.
Like trading is so simple. It's just a case of listening to the stocks and all the mental clutter and biases and opinions. Just focus on it. They'll tell you what's strong, what's not strong, where to go, when to get in, when to get out.
Mm.
Then really nice trend. So now, Francisco, I'm going to give you no help.
Okay. This is a real test, yeah.
So no help. So I'm going to get the dailies loaded up. And so we'll finish with Robinhood. Okay, zoom this in. Let me just get these times lined up a little bit better. 9:15. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do. Okay, so first 5 minute bar. Or let me go.
Um,
Let me see if this is just updating the chart. It's not updating the chart. Hang on. I'm going to take you back to the prior session. You've got to
okay.
click this one here, update interval, to get both charts working. So I'll play forward from yesterday's session, and then we'll go into the session that I actually want to focus on. Get it to 9 a.m. Getting there, getting there, getting there. 9:20. Okay. First 5 minute bar. Tricky one. What's more bullish? Hood or the Qs?
More bullish is accused. I think more bearish is, well, hold on. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's more bullish, but on the other hand, the put just had a nice rejection. Check out the man on the 21 day. So I'd give it another bar to say. I think
Okay.
it's more bullish.
That's
The Qs are more bullish, but I wouldn't want to say anything else.
okay. Interesting. I'm not giving you any help.
Yeah. Now the second bar, definitely hood, uh, more bullish because Qs are doing new lows, whereas
Nice.
hood is basically they had a nice shakeout. The third bar, I think, way more bullish hood because they tried to make a new high of the day, and and just haven't gotten there to the new high of the day. So way more bullish good, and you're starting to see the MACD turn positive on both of them. So you probably
Okay.
think that you're having a supporting market. So the Qs doesn't look too bad, but could look stronger.
Is this supply shoot, this third bar in at 9:40, is that bullish, bearish? Sign of strength, sign of weakness? What do you think? Because price goes up and then gets hit back down. But what's the context?
No, I think it's the context is trying to make new highs, whereas the Qs are not there yet. So you have some pressure from the indexes, but
Hmm.
I think it's more bullish. Even though
Okay.
it didn't actually make new guys. I mean, it was a supply shoot, as you said. Yeah,
What about 9:45?
way more bullish because and you have another nice check of the mantle, but it's basically trying to break against new highs, whereas the Qs are just getting nowhere. Yeah, and you have
Okay.
already the MACD crossing and put.
Okay. Is there a trade?
So I probably target this bar, and I would target a closing on the high of this bar or a nice Inmerello.
Stop lower that bar or lower the day?
No, I go low of that bar.
Okay. So you are saying go, go, gadget. You got to
Yeah.
work here and you got to work immediately. My only hypothesis, my only reason for being in the trade is it should now go higher. So reclaim the 5 minute 60 May, the MACD is turned, bouncing off the 21, intraday relative strength. It's got to go.
Yeah, I mean,
Done.
yeah.
Okay. Here we go. What did the triple Qs just do at low day?
So the triple Qs just made a new low of the day, but it had a nice shakeout demand as well. So that's
Okay.
positive, and hood is breaking to the upside. Doesn't
Given the
doesn't clear.
given the context here, Francisco, triple Q
Yes.
shakeout, low of day, MACD turning. Where does it look like the triple Qs wants to go in the next half an hour? Up or down?
Up, up, and I'd say at least test yesterday's highs.
Okay. Three things to really focus on with Inmerellos is, let me just write them down. Turn that magnet off a second. So it just shows here. So the three things to focus on with Inmerellos is that I'm just going to put intraday relative strength, IRS, before, is the IRS at, is the IRS post. I'm going to change it from before to pre, or trader language. Prior to the Inmerello, in here, the first 15 minutes, did you see intraday relative strength?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
did. Yeah.
nice. Let's put a yes in there. Yes, we did. At the Inmerello, so specifically that 5-minute candlestick where hood formed an Inmerello signal at 9:45 relative to the Qs. Did we see intraday relative strength?
Yes, for sure. So yeah.
Now we're entering the post stage. So actually in the trade, 5 minutes in is hood showing intraday relative strength on that bar and the context of the daily relative to the triple Qs.
I'd say yes as well.
Okay. We could have a target by the tail. So if you go and study, I say you generally, if you study the Inmerellos, the 20% that make up the bulk of the profits, the 80% of profits, what do they do? What do they do before? What do they do at? What do they do afterwards? They show strength.
Yeah.
This is what they do. And it just repeats. The tickers change. Sometimes it can be hood, then it swaps to SoFi, and then it swaps to PLTR, then it goes back to hood, then it goes to another stock. But the behavioral characteristics are just the same.
Yeah.
It's so straightforward. Like I'm really looking forward to when my daughter gets a little bit older and after school, maybe when her bedtime gets a little bit later as well, I will just like trade the clothes together and it'll be great fun. I'm really looking forward to it
Yeah.
because it she'll have a completely clean slate. Like not all the baggage that we have and you have to unlearn things and don't do silly things and just good habits straight from the start. But probably worth writing down on a post-it note these 3 points. Because if it's not yes, yes, and yes, in my view, it's unlikely to be one of the really big winners.
Yeah.
If it is yes, yes, and yes, well, I want to try and hold that one. I really want to try and follow my sell rules on that one. So I'll play it forward a little bit. So now you're in the trick. Now you're nearly out. Again, your stop was so tight in a good way. Your stop was like 1% off an ADR of nearly 7%.
Mhm.
And it's right stocks, right time, right management. So now you're in it. And we're focusing on this. Is there intraday relative strength post your entry?
Yes,
Yes or
for
no?
sure. You guys, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Powering out.
And
You're
you
near
have
you
a powering volume as well. So, ease of movement to the upside, but now volume is coming in. So,
nice.
yeah.
So now, Francisco, our algo friends are very predictable in nature. Look at the daily chart for Robinhood. What is above it? What do you see?
Yeah, the 50-day.
The 50-day. Okay. Strong stock. We can update this as we go. But right now, Hood is really strong, and that 50-day is probably going to be a magnet. So then the question is that 50-day within range of the 20-day ADR percentage? Let's have a look. Low day, up to the 50-day. Let's call it 6.5%. Very close to the 20-day ADR percentage.
Yeah.
Where is Hood going?
I think it's going to the 50-day, testing it, and chances are only if the Qs really turn around and show good strength, I'd say that it has a chance to break it. Otherwise, I'd say probably test it and stay there.
Okay. And the triple Qs here, through Hive Day, do they look like they want to go higher?
Yeah, they do. Actually, they do. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I'm just going to play this forward until there's like until we get to the 50, till there's closes below. So it's the 5-minute 21 EMA is my favorite for Inmerellos. We're not quite at the 50 yet. And we have not closed below the 5-minute 21 EMA, which is the blue line on my chart. We're getting to the 50. We're now at the 50. Okay, that's probably quite a good place to stop it there. So we are there and we are there. Intraday relative strength, intraday relative strength at, is there still intraday relative strength here? We're now into the 50.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a little bit, I would just say, kind of back and forth for the cues. Generally quite choppy. No clean trend, but I'd say Robinhood, that's a nice clean trend. High, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, into the 50. We're now at the 20-day 80%. Do we need to sell at the 50? Is there a sell signal? Is it doing anything wrong?
No. I'd probably sell. We'll probably move the stop just below the 21.
Yeah, or you could do what Thomas did and backstop in. I really like that idea actually. So say here at 139.2, that there is your take a quarter of the position off at 3 times the initial stop. So what you could do here is you could go, okay, we've run into the 50. If there's a quick rejection and it turns down, I don't mind selling a quarter there. I still got 75% of the position, 3/4 of the position there.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if Hood wants to keep going, let it keep going. There is, as Darvis said 60 odd years ago, there's no reason to sell a rising stock.
Mm.
You know, just stop loss, but try and stay with it. Okay, now the place where I want to get it to is, so we're around the 50. Okay. What has the triple Q's done in the last 20 minutes? What has Robinhood done in the last 20 minutes?
So the Qs are breaking to new highs. So they actually look stronger now. Versus but it's just the 50 strong resistance there. So yeah, it's trying to break out, but they haven't been able. And volume on Hood is declining, whereas volume on the Qs is increasing. So
what about this as well?
and the MACD is negative, right, for Hood. Yeah.
Okay, and what about this?
Yeah, you're right at your ATR, so probably no fuel left.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all about probabilities and common sense. Here we go. Hood has rallied into the overhead 50-day SMA. It's exceeded its 20-day ADR percentage, and it's starting to show in the last 20 minutes intraday relative weakness. We might be exiting soon. Play this forward a bit. Back-to-back closes below the 5-minute 21 EMA. There it's kind of right on it. Maybe we give it a little chance because it's kind of like such a tight bar.
Yeah.
Okay, we can still be in it because it was so tight there. Play it forward, play it forward, play it forward. Looks like it's just going to rally into the close. There we go. Rally into the close.
Yeah.
So we haven't actually sold any of the position because Hood was so strong. We didn't need to. We had the idea there of, okay, kind of backstop in that free roll with a quarter at 1/3. I really like that idea by Thomas.
So actually, I'm confused here, Jack. So we sold 1/3, right?
No, you didn't sell any. It would have been 1/4. At this point here, Francisco, 139.2. What we were doing is we were saying, okay, I think it was somewhere because it was in here when it started rallying into the 50, wasn't it? It was like at that point there, we put our stop here for a quarter of the position.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just to backstop it in, okay? I'll just write that in, quarter at 3R.
Mm.
But it never hit it.
Yeah. So you never sold. Yeah.
And yes, there were back-to-back closes here, but that was such a tight bar that what we then did is we actually just put our stop just under that bar and it didn't get hit. It just reversed.
Yeah. Okay.
But you see the difference in strength of Hood. That is a couple of days ago. That's Wednesday of this week. And then if I just fast forward it to today, there was such a difference for what Hood was doing today in this region in here. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah.
All good, Francisco? Any final questions?
No, just maybe a question related to this, Jack. if you go to today's action in hood, I'd say
Mhm.
that today was a just I think it just did an Inmerello, but it was a very, very weak Inmerello. So would you all agree with that?
This one here, 1150.
No, right now.
Yeah, right now,
Oh yeah,
1150.
yeah, that
So,
one, that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, that one.
okay. So think about those three questions. Let me write them down. Two.
Yeah,
So
that what
IRS
I was
being out.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Okay,
go through
pre
them.
is a definitely no. No. No for the first one.
Yep.
At
Look at this bar.
uh
The fact you even had to go,
yeah,
no.
yeah, no, no.
Just if you even have to think about it more than a split second, isn't. Remember that SoFi one? You just went, bing,
Yeah,
there it is.
yeah,
That's what it does.
yeah.
So is there infra strength? Is there intraday relative strength pre? No.
No,
Is there intraday relative strength at? No.
no.
What about post so far? Has it been
Nope.
stronger or weaker?
Weaker. Yeah, no.
Maybe it's been a
It's
tiny
stronger
bit
right
stronger.
now. Yeah, it's stronger
Okay.
right now. Uh,
It's
but
more of a
I
maybe.
mean, stronger relative. So I mean, not super strong. So
Okay.
yeah,
Now let's go a step further. Okay. Where is the intraday resistance for hood?
50 day just above.
Okay. 50-day and where it couldn't get through earlier.
Yeah,
So from here, your kind of reasonable expectation of upside is, let's call it 1.2%.
yeah, nothing. Yeah,
Now you may say, yeah, but I could get a like stop in here and then that's too. No, no, maybe little upside pass.
yeah. Pass, pass. Yeah, that's a good
Do you see
rule. I
it?
love it. Yeah,
Like if you can't answer, you obviously don't know what's going to happen post. If the first answer is no, is there intraday relative strength pre? If the answer to that is no, is there intraday relative strength at needs to be holy you know what? Yes. Wow, that stock has just got strong.
yeah.
Otherwise, just it's not A plus.
Totally. Yeah, very clear. I agree.
So right, let me do this. We'll finish with this before my wife shouts at me. It's supposed to get paid better. So let me do okay. Let me just show you a better example. Yeah, I'll go there. Okay. I'm going to show you an example. Well, let me just go through it. CLS.
Hmm.
Okay. 1 minute to 5 minutes. Okay. I'm going to play it forward to 11:40. I don't want to get past it. Uh, one more bar. Okay. There we go. Right. Here you go. Same questions. Is CLS stronger? There's an Inmerello right there. MACD is turning. Bullish bar. Is there intraday relative strength pre?
Pre. No, no,
That's not.
definitely.
It's down here.
Yeah,
Low day, triple Qs, not CLS
no,
couldn't rally the index. So it's not stronger pre.
no.
Is it
During,
stronger
yes,
at?
at for sure. Yeah, you have.
You see the difference
Yeah,
of this bar relative to this bar.
yeah,
MACD turn not turned. Okay, here, so it's a yes.
yes,
And it's quite a big yes. It's a
yeah,
nice bar. There's also a little nuance here as well. If we want to go deep down the rabbit hole,
yeah. You have
here
the
to
10
here,
day. Oh yeah, yeah.
do you see it? Higher low,
Higher lows. Yeah,
lower
breaks
low.
lower, lower low. Yeah,
Okay, there's some strength coming in right here. So we're at a yes. So this one
yeah,
here for me is okay. We could go for this one because it's quite a resounding yes.
yeah.
So then we go ping ping like that. Stop, lower that bar. Okay, then we get to 1R. Do we free roll? Do we hold? What do you think? Or do we just follow that 5-minute 21 EMA?
I'd follow the 5 minutes. I mean, because it's stronger than the Qs, but the Qs are showing some weakness. So I don't know. But yeah, it's stronger for sure.
Okay. At this time, this is live at the time that we're filming this. Stronger or
Well,
weaker?
yeah, it's stronger. I mean, this CLS is still above its 5 minute averages, positive MACD, whereas Qs is weaker. Yeah.
So this is how we've transitioned. Is it stronger pre? No. Is it stronger at? Yes. Is it stronger post? Yes.
But wouldn't you say that, I mean, it's stronger at and post, but it's not super strong. I mean, it's not, uh, you know, go gadget as you say. I mean, it's okay strong. So maybe not a great Inmerello either, right?
Was it 10 out of 10 on the setup? No.
No.
But we don't have a crystal ball, Francisco. If I
Yeah.
go back 2 bars, well, what do you think that?
Yeah. Way stronger. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, stronger, but not huge strong. But yeah. I mean, it's all
Oh,
in the context that what I'm looking at, maybe I'm wrong, Jack, but you have an ADR of almost 8%, whereas you 1% ADR on the Qs and the bars are the same. So, if it was way stronger, you'd see, 2 or 3% up versus zero point 0.6, right? So, it's in the context of a 7% ADR stock.
it's up 3 times more than triple Qs.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
I'd focus more on the candlesticks than the percentages.
Okay.
Like just tape read it, the price action. Like if you look at that final bar, look at the last 2 bars.
Yeah.
Bullish bar, supply shoot,
Bullish. Yeah. Yeah.
pullback. It's saying I'm strong. So this is why. And then okay, supply sheet there, and then this is live at the time that we're filming this. So this
Yeah.
candlestick's going to change while we're talking about. Look at this bar relative to this bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it still showing you intraday relative strength?
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Has it violated any of your sell rules for Inmerellos?
No, still there, still above 21. This 5 minute 21. Yeah.
Now, what I would probably do here, because of the weakness developing in the queues, is I would probably have a mental stop at break even and just go, if it comes back to break even, I'm probably just going to chuck it out.
Yeah.
Even here, like you can see, it just looks like it's under pressure. There's times to try and ride it, and there's times to free roll it early. Here, actually, I'm weighing towards I may feel more comfortable. Take half off there, keep my stop down here, but if it starts looking weak, closes below that 5-minute 21 EMA, comes back, I'm probably out, and I'll have a little gain on it.
Yeah.
Remember that we don't have a crystal ball. You're just trying to put yourself in really good situations as per your criteria, leading stocks, A plus setups, a lot of intraday relative strength, preferably. Make yourself available. See what happens. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Totally makes sense.
There's
Yeah.
times where I take, say, an Inmerello or an ORB, and the first couple of candlesticks are like, so-so. And you think, well, I'm probably going to get stopped out or exit this one soon. And then 2 hours later, you're up 5R, 10R. And you're like, wow, glad I didn't sell.
No. Yeah, totally. Makes
All good,
sense, Jack.
Francisco?
All good. Thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate
That's all right.
this
That's all right.
and
Thank you.
have a great weekend.
And you, Francisco. Thank you very much for joining in. That's it, guys. I'll wrap it up there. Enjoy the decider in the desert, as they are calling it on Sky Sports for the F1. If F1 is your thing, hope you all have a nice weekend. Hope that was useful. There, I will stop the recording